So Steve invited me over to record the next podcast episode, and I'm at his house, and I really don't know where he is. But the fuck was that? Hello? Oi! Get up! We gotta record the next episode of our podcast. The hell are you doing sleeping on the job?
It's time.
I see that. Get down here. I don't think he was awake yet.
Ow.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our comedy podcast known as ZSPTV. I'm Phil.
I'm Steve.
And today we are going to be talking about high school shenanigans. If you enjoyed the video,
Punch that like button!
and subscribe to the channel for more content. Now, I just want to talk about something really quickly here.
What?
It appears as though I am in a shorter chair than last episode. I wonder why that is. What happened last episode?
I don't know.
Let's just say shit got broken in the last episode. So if you haven't seen that, go check that video
We
out.
broke a chair.
Yep. Also, follow the Twitter page to stay updated on our videos, when they'll be coming out, what's going to be happening. Also, we just put out we just started our Dark Souls 3 gaming series. We're going to be playing through the whole game, and it's going to be hilarious because I suck dick at the game, and...
Ooh.
Fuck was that? I suck at the game, so I'm going to be dying a lot, so... Yeah, but that's not what this video is about. Today is podcast day, talking about some funny shit, high school memories. So yeah, do we wanna who wants to start off here?
Why don't you start off with
All right, so
who should we start off with?
So we had
class?
Yeah, we had in high school we had some how should I put this? Very interesting teachers.
Oh yes.
And we had this one religion teacher in 9th grade. Well,
take note, we went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, we went to a Catholic school,
which was honestly a living hell.
We had a teacher named Miss Morgan, and I don't know what the hell she was with me.
She
but
hated
like,
Phil.
first of all, we had her for Steve and I had her for homeroom,
Oh my God.
and we wanted to we messed with her so much. Like, do you remember how we had like the really slidey desks? Like they would slide back and forth really easily, and we were going back and forth, and I ended up hitting this girl in our class. I think her name was Haley.
She was walking along the back of the classroom,
and he
shoots back and slams her into the wall. Oh, it was so funny.
And then but like Miss Morgan really didn't see that though. She was old.
No, she was like never in the room anyways.
No, but yeah, she didn't like me. I looked around all the time in her class. So she was like, in the middle of class, she stops and she's like, "Philip, why are you acting like a giraffe?" Like, come on. Apparently, I was a giraffe. And then another day, she stopped and she told me, she's like, "Philip, you really need to go stick your finger in a plum pie." Like, I don't even know what that means.
Didn't you like accidentally walk in her room one day and she held you like 20 minutes late for Spanish?
Yeah. I went into her room because I thought this was my fault though, because I was being a dick.
Yeah, you ran in there and you went to leave and
I ran in there and to sit in the back of the room, and I went to walk out and she was like, "Excuse me, where do you think you're going?" And I'm like, "I gotta go to Spanish. I'm gonna be late." And she's like, "Oh no, you're gonna stay here for the first half of my class in the back of the room." And I'm like, "Okay."
Because you ran into my class for that.
Yeah. I ran into your class. And then, so that's about it for Miss Morgan. We should talk about English class now.
Oh, jeez.
You wanna talk about this?
So, we had
grade.
2 different English classes together. Both with the same teacher. The first one was 9th grade and the last one was senior year. 9th grade, me and Phil were actually seated right next to each other. And we constantly...
He got me in trouble all the time. He did not get yelled at for anything. He was dicking around, and our English teacher's like, "Philip, please stop." And I'm like, "It was Steve." And she's like,
actually, that was a really good impression of her.
"All right, students. Perfunctory."
Can we just take a minute to see how fucked up our faces look?
The funny thing is, that's like a perfect.
I know it is.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so continue on.
Anyways,
Tell them about how you moved in my desk. She bitched at me for that.
I think, well, we think she had slight OCD because I moved Phil's desk like an inch to the side at a little bit of an angle, and she noticed it, and she like freaked out. She was like, "Philip, move your desk back now."
Like, come on.
And Phil was trying to tell her that it was me, and she just didn't want
She's like,
to have
Phil,
it.
no excuses.
She was like, "No excuses, Phil. Get back to work."
Honestly, though, she was an awesome teacher. Like,
She was
her.
a really awesome teacher.
She was awesome.
Like once we had her for senior year, I don't think she really didn't really seem to care anymore. Yeah. Like I think me, Del Vecchio, and Barney
And me.
And you? Yeah. Yeah, on one of the last days of class, we went to Dunkin' Donuts and we all got culottes.
I think so.
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
Was that?
Yeah. Yeah, because
I
you
don't
got
know.
there early. And we all rode to Dunkin'.
Oh, maybe I was. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I went in your car and
Okay.
Barney and Del Vecchio rode in the other one. But we literally all walked into class like 20 minutes late with culottes from Dunkin' Donuts. And just, she didn't even care.
And it turns out like that everyone else, it was our senior skip day that day, right?
No, that wasn't our senior skip day.
Well, when was the time where it was like the four of us in her class, and like we didn't do anything because there was no one else there?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't know.
No,
Wait.
I remember what it was. It was one of those days was senior skip day because your mom still made you go into school.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
for our senior skip day, we couldn't seem to find a day to do it where there wasn't any sports going on, and I ran track at the time with Del Vecchio.
I bowled.
And no bowling. I did bowling with you.
Wait, why the fuck did I come to school?
Your mom
why
made
why did
you.
I come to school?
Your mom made you.
Alright.
Anyways, his mom made him come to school. Me and Del Vecchio, we didn't have a choice because we had a track meet that day, and if we missed class, then we couldn't go to the track meet. And
Right.
Barney was there because his mom forced him to as well.
Mhm.
And it was literally just the four of us in English class, and we did nothing but screw around and throw paper at each other. And I think Del Vecchio was crawling over the desks.
And Miss Kelly, she was like,
Gentlemen, what has gotten into you today?
And it was literally just the four of us. And the four of us have literally been friends with each other since like 7th grade.
mm.
And it was just honestly the funniest thing because she had no idea what was going on.
Right. Well, there's a bunch of other shenanigans that we got into and other shit that happened.
Like Mr. Scrow's class.
Yeah, tell them about Del Vecchio.
Why don't you for this one?
No, I've been talking.
Oh my god.
It's all you.
So our friend Del Vecchio that we just previously talked about, he was in our pre-calc with us. Barney wasn't because he was a year behind on math, so he was taking what, business math, I think?
Some shit like that.
Speaking of which, I have a story about him in business math to talk about later.
Alright.
So that year actually I had to take trig too
Yes,
over again
right.
because I failed at my junior year, and I somehow managed to weasel it in there and take 2 maths in the
Alright,
same
let's
year.
just get to the...
Anyways, so he's always been a little bit of a crazy kid. And one day in pre-calc, he just did not want to pay attention. Back on my old phone, I had like a 12-minute long video of him just like crawling around on the floor underneath desks. He was literally like stuck underneath, what was it, Sydney's desk?
I think so.
He was like stuck underneath this girl's desk and just... The teacher didn't even care.
Yeah,
He
the best part
like,
about that
"Okay,
was
I'm just
Mr.
gonna
Scrow
keep
was like, Mr. Scrow's like, Margo, what the hell are you doing?
He was literally
he
like-
didn't even care.
That's all he said. And then he just went right back to teaching. It was honestly the funniest thing.
Oh my god.
And that story about Barney and business math, they were doing something about probability that day or something like that. And you remember Tim, right?
Yeah.
Tim decided, let me make a bet with Mike and be like, hey, if you lose this, I bet you won't take the flag and sprint out of the room.
Yes.
So
yes.
he loses. Barney loses the bet and actually follows through. He grabs the flag off of the stand and sprints out of the room with it in his hand.
Do you still have the video of that?
I wish I lost that.
Damn it.
Actually, I have another story about those two from stained glass as well.
Oh no.
So, we work with like the soldering irons and stuff, which are like 600 some degrees or something like that. And Tim decided, oh, let me burn a hole in the cap of the rubbing alcohol. Now, rubbing alcohol like lights on fire so easy.
Obviously.
And the fact that he didn't start a fire is just unbelievable.
He was such a bad kid. Like
He also electrocuted Mathewson. He burnt a hole through the cord for his solder, and it like hit the wire underneath the insulation, and literally his hand like. Yeah.
All right. Let me go into the senior what's it called, senior prank day.
We didn't finish with Mr. Scrooge yet either.
We didn't.
We went to the bathroom one day.
Oh yeah, this was good. Tell him.
You tell him.
So this class, we never really paid attention in class, which is probably why we suck dick at math.
Okay. Says the one who cheated off me on every test.
All right, you know what? I just need to pass the class. I don't know how the fuck I passed.
I don't know
that class.
how I passed it.
But you know what's really bad when I have to look at your answers.
Exactly. From the kid who failed trig.
Right. All right. So anyways, was this like towards the end of the year?
This was, I'd say it was about halfway. It was about halfway through the year.
So, we, as usual, we didn't want to pay attention to the lesson that was going on. And when I say, like, our math teacher didn't give a shit about what we did at all, he really didn't. So Steve and I got bored one day, and, like, we were like, hey, we're just gonna go...
To, like, our locker or
Yeah,
something.
we were gonna go... Yeah. Locker. Then we Then we were gonna go to the bathroom to hang out in there. I don't know why, because
I had to take
weird.
a monster piss.
Thanks for telling me. So anyways, we went down there. We were gonna go to the upstairs bathroom, but the fucking upstairs bathroom was always locked because people kept writing shit like on the walls and shit.
That was so annoying.
Okay, so we went down to the downstairs bathroom. Well, no, did you go in there first? Because you had to piss. And
Yeah,
I went down because I had to piss.
Had to piss.
So I came into the bathroom, and this motherfucker is climbing on the urinal.
No. You were climbing on them first.
Was I? No,
Yeah.
I was parkouring on the stall.
You were parkouring on the stall. I used the urinal to get like up into the ceiling tile.
Yeah, you like got up in the ceiling and you like poked your head up there.
I poked my head up there and it's just.
I wish we still had all these videos. I could put them in.
They were on my old phone too, and that shit the bed.
And then it was so random. I don't know why the fuck we did this. Like it was so stupid. But like we walked back up to class like 20 minutes later, and Mr. Scro, he didn't care. Like he didn't even. To be honest, I don't even think he noticed we came back.
No, I don't think so.
5 minutes later, class ended.
More or less. Oh
Yeah.
no, I have to tell them about physics with Miss Wicks.
Let me go into
Jeez.
Let me go into the senior prank.
Yeah.
The whole senior prank thing, and then you can go into your little buddy there that bothered you.
Oh my god, I hated her so much.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Mr. What's his face? Mr. Leslie.
Oh.
Not Mr. Leslie.
Oh.
All right. So for senior prank day, our class is not creative at all.
No, we really.
So before, like, school started at 8, so there was a Pizza Hut down the road, and we decided that as a class.
That was like the last day of class where we all had to dress up fancy.
Yeah, that's why it was senior skip day. Or not? No, it was senior skip day. What the fuck am I talking about?
Prank.
Oh, that was
our senior prank. Was the water fight.
Was it?
Out in the back out in the football field.
That was part of it. That was later in the day. You just.
No, I showed up late that day actually.
Yeah,
I think I missed the prank.
You did. So at 7:30 in the morning, we all drove to Pizza Hut because we were gonna drive to school in one big line. Like our whole class was gonna drive to school in like one big line. So
we've done that like twice now.
And so we get there, we get to like the front of the school, and we turn in, and I kid you not, every single person was like laying on the horn, or like they were like sticking out of the sunroof. And then so that was a thing.
We did that twice, and we had to do that for the last day because we all drove in and did like the senior parade or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
our class.
I had to bring the trailer with me that day.
I remember.
The parking lot was so packed.
Oh yeah,
I think
so
I
that.
blocked people off.
Fuck, my keys fell.
Just pick your keys up.
Anyways, so that was the first thing. Like I said, our class really was not creative at all for senior pranks. So we did stupid stuff. Like everyone put their phones in their locker. Do you remember this? Everyone put their phones in their locker,
man.
and they set.
I'm
set
really
it for
glad
the
I
alarm.
didn't do that because like literally everybody got their phone taken.
They set
that.
the alarm to all go off at once, and people got pissed off. It's like senior prank. Come on.
Yeah, the administration actually like broke open the keys.
And
broke open like every locker just to get the phones out.
And then this final thing, this is what really pissed our class off. Like, we did nothing wrong here, right? Like, so like we were doing our own thing, like normal day, and the fire alarm goes off.
Oh jeez.
And we do our normal routine, and like the principal of their school or like the administrator came out, and they were like, whichever one of you did this, like you better hope that we don't find out which one of you seniors did this, or else you will not walk the stage. And we were like,
yeah. Hello.
none of us did it.
No, you know who it was?
Who was it?
Mr. Welch.
Was it really?
Yeah, he said he accidentally had something catch on fire in the chemistry lab.
Yeah, and they blamed us because it was senior skip day. Like, what the like? Come on.
No, it was our senior prank day.
That's why the hell do I keep saying senior skip day? This is pissing me off. Yeah, thank you. All right. So what do you want to talk about next?
I want to talk about Miss Blix real quick, actually.
All right.
So, when I took physics, I absolutely hated the teacher because she literally couldn't teach.
She didn't do shit.
She got fired the next year at least.
Didn't I come into your class one time and sat down and she didn't even notice?
Yeah, like right in the front too.
That was amazing.
She was just didn't even pay attention to a thing. So, I at one point just started to like play the system, and I realized that we didn't start class like right away because she would always have to yell at people to settle down. So I could walk into class 20 minutes late, stay for like 5 minutes, and then leave because that's literally all the learning we did at all in that class. I'm dead serious. We did like no labs because I had class and then lab some days. I showed up for about 3 minutes of class, left, showed up for another 5 minutes of lab, and then left. And that's literally
Didn't you
all I
say
had to
that?
do.
Didn't you
Because
say?
we didn't do shit?
Didn't you say like she kept talking about how she had like some like Harvard degree or Cornell degree?
Yeah,
or something?
she graduated from like Harvard. But she
Like,
had the
hello.
intelligence of a squirrel. Just, she didn't know what she was doing. All of her math would be way wrong, and one of the kids would correct her. And she'd go off on a tangent like, oh, I'm a graduate of Harvard or whatever. I don't need to be corrected by some kid. Oh my god, it was so bad. And just, like, the answer was supposed to be, like, 4. And she'd somehow end up at, like, 14.97 or something like that. It was just ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And she looked at it and was like,
You know it's bad when
nope, that's right.
You know it's bad when your students can do it and you can't, like, as a teacher.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Tell them about your buddy Leslie.
Jesus. So, there was this kid named Leslie. Guy, mind
A
you.
boy,
because-
yeah. It was a dude.
Sometimes you can't tell with names like that. This dude named Ed.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
You just have a seizure?
I think so. This dude named Leslie was in our class, and he was like the most obnoxious
He
person.
had a big ass nose.
Just wink.
It's fucking Pinocchio look like.
Seriously, no, it was too fat to be a Pinocchio nose. Anyways, he was in too many classes with me, and he was the most obnoxious person. Like, he never stopped talking. Never. Like, at all. Just, that's all he talked about. Just
No one in our
nothing.
class liked him either.
Nobody liked him. Not even the administration. So, one day, in the middle of lunch,
Oh, this is good.
and we went to like a 6-year school, so there was 7th through 12th there. The 7th grade shared the lunch with the seniors. Now, the 7th grade wasn't there that day. So, honestly, I think everybody was kind of more rowdy and obnoxious because of that. So,
Especially the back table. The back tables are all
Oh
the
my
obnoxious
God.
people's that.
like Leslie.
Yes.
Anyways, this kid actually walks up to like our table, takes my lunch from in front of me.
If you know, if you guys knew Steve, you know, like, he doesn't take shit.
I
from
don't
anybody.
take shit from anybody.
So this pissed him off.
So this really pissed me off, but I was polite about it. I said, "Can I please have my lunch back?"
Yeah, you were good.
He was like, "No, this is my lunch now."
Yeah, like, no, fuck
I
you.
picked up the metal chair next to me and slammed it over the kid's head because he didn't give me my lunch
Did
back.
you actually hit him?
Yeah.
I didn't think you hit
Miss
him.
Moss and Miss
I thought
Higman
you-
saw it,
I thought
and
you
they
started
laughed.
swinging. I thought you started swinging.
No, I actually hit him. And then he
you
gave
looked
it
at Miss-
back.
Then you looked at me.
I looked at Miss Moss to see if she saw, and she actually like laughed.
She smiled at
She
you.
was actually like laughing and smiling. She didn't care. It was amazing.
Yeah, they fucking hated that kid.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Alula though?
Alula!
Oh my god.
Love Alula.
So, do you have any more Leslie stories before we talk about Alula? There.
Okay, so, this just shows how stupid he was. I watch YouTube a lot, and this was back when I played Clash of Clans.
Oh Jesus.
So, I was watching the Clash of Clans video, and the YouTuber, like, attacked this guy named Depez Poopsie. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I came into, like, class one day. Did I come into pre-calc? This was in pre-calc. too.
Yeah, this was in pre-calc.
And I was talking to you. I'm like, hey, Depez, what's up? Depez Poopsie, what's up? And you were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this Leslie comes over, and he's like, oh, that's so funny, Depez Poopsie. And like for the rest of the year, he kept saying it. We're like, Leslie, it's not that funny.
Wasn't that like his Clash of Clans name too, or something?
I don't think it was his name.
No, I think that was either his name or Del Vecchio's name.
I don't know.
One of those two had an account that was actually called Depez Poopsie.
That really?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but wow, I forgot about that. That was so annoying. He would get into saying something, and he would just not stop saying it, like ever, like every like 4 minutes.
I know.
It's so bad.
So we gotta talk about Alula, and then we'll talk about the window.
So, we went to school with another kid in like 9th grade named Alula, and he wasn't the brightest kid ever. I have a couple stories with him actually. One, he was in my earth science class, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but somebody drew something on his face, and like he was okay with it.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I do. He didn't remember, or he didn't know what the person was drawing on him. They just let him draw on his face for some reason. And I think they said that it was like an octopus.
Right. I wasn't actually in this, so I...
No, I was the only one in there.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't an octopus.
What was it?
It was a penis.
Oh!
He had
What?
a legitimate penis drawn on his face, on his cheek, right here.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. He couldn't get it off either. He literally said to the teacher, because I think we had Miss Schultz at the time.
She wasn't too bright either.
She wasn't too bright either. He was like, can I please go to the bathroom and wash this off my face? No, you're going to stay and listen to my class.
What, she made him stay?
And it wouldn't come off his face later because it had basically dried because it was a Sharpie.
Oh, no.
And he got so mad it was literally on his face for like 3 days. Then my another story I have with him is actually I have 2 others. I messed with him one day, and I took his backpack and I brought it outside, and we had the dumpsters outside one of the entrances, and I put it behind the dumpster. And he thought that I put it in the dumpster, so he actually dove into the dumpster to look for his backpack.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. He dove into the dumpster to look for his backpack, and I was like, "Dude, I didn't put it in the dumpster. It's behind it." He was so mad at me after that, which actually is probably why later on, he tried to fight me in gym.
Wait, what happened?
He tried to fight me in gym class one day, so like we end up in the locker room, and like you said earlier, I don't take shit from anybody.
Right, yeah.
So, like, he tries to fight. So, I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm not just going to sit here and, like, get punched. So, like, I swing back, and I think he's, like, starting to think I don't really want to fight. So he pretends to, like, fall over his feet thinking I'll walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up a trash can next to me and hit him with it. Now that I think of it, I have a habit of picking things up
and swinging
them at people if I get really mad enough. But anyways, then he actually wants to fight for real.
Right.
But basically, I threw the trash can. Like, the entire locker room, like, erupts in laughter. And Mr. Weinheimer comes in all red-faced.
That's a name.
No fucking around. No fucking around. No fucking around.
Literally, to every single kid he walked over and said that to. So, after he leaves, he wants to fight for real. I get one good punch in. He doesn't hit me. I actually ripped skin off his face when I hit him.
Really?
And he didn't mess with me after that. Same with Leslie not fucking with me anymore.
Do we want to talk about, do you want me to talk about when you broke the window? Or do you want to talk about that? Because I know you've been
Talk about the park job, and I'll talk about the window.
Oh my fucking god. So, him and our friend, Mike, like...
Dalvecchia.
I don't, like, yeah. So I was in homeroom. Or no, it was in the hall before we had to go to homeroom, right? And,
No, the window was in the way to gym. Oh, right.
No, because you came in and tell me.
Job.
You came in to tell me, and yeah.
No,
we
were
like...
about the park job, that's right.
Yeah, because you told me to. So, they parked, literally, they parked sideways.
Diagonal, like taking up 2 spaces each.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I have a picture of this still on my phone, so if I can find it, I'll put it in the...
if you do, put it in the video so they can see.
They would like obnoxiously parked sideways. So he comes into school, and he's like, "Hey Phil, guess what Dalvecchia and I did?"
We all pulled in at like the same time. You were out in the parking lot with us.
Was I?
Yep.
Oh yeah. So then like you came in and you were telling everyone else, so like, "Hey, look how Dalvecchia and I parked." So like we all go like to the door by the back entrance, and we look out. And these 2 fuckers have their cars pretty much sideways in the parking lot.
Taking up like 2 spots each.
Did they ever
taking up 3. They didn't say anything about it.
They didn't tell you to fix it. That was amazing.
That was, actually. So I should probably talk about the window now.
Oh, no.
So, I accidentally broke a window in the school. I have a little bit of a fear of bees. And there was like a wasp nest somewhere in this hallway, kind of by the other gym we had.
It was this random ass hallway to like
it was like this random ass hallway to another gym that we had, and there was like a bee on a window, and I was like, I don't like bees, so I pushed my foot up against it to kill it. Well,
are you sure you pushed it, or did you just?
I pushed it. I didn't kick it. I swear to God. Everybody says I kicked it, but I didn't. So I put my foot on the window to kill it. And I might have applied just a little bit too much pressure because the window actually cracked and broke. And basically everybody won't shut up about it. So the gym teacher comes in and he's like, "Oh, when I find out who broke this window, you're fucking dead," basically.
Did you have to pay for it? Did you ever pay for it?
No, they told me I had to, but I never did. Basically, he ended up going to review the camera footage, which, sadly, that was the year that they actually turned all the cameras on.
Yeah, they have.
So we went and reviewed the footage and saw that I was the one who broke it, and I was stuck on lunch detention for like a week, which I can't believe was in Rockwell's room.
Oh my
God,
that's awesome.
It was so amazing. I had lunch detention for a week in Rockwell's room, so it was basically better than being stuck in lunch. You guys came up to visit me, too.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about Rockwell here in a couple minutes.
But anyways, then after that, after my week of lunch detention, I had another week of cleaning tables up after lunch was done before I had French. Oh, gee, that was junior year. I thought that was last year. I thought that was senior year.
No, that wasn't senior year.
Shit.
Speaking of windows,
oh my God.
I'm gonna tell them about the time when
you and earth science.
No. Trevor, remember when Trevor was on the other side of the window and Tim like put his hand up?
Yeah.
So
That was like safety glass too.
Yeah, this was like a while ago.
That was like
So,
I think like 9th grade.
we had
10th
one kid
grade.
in our class. He was on the other side of this door. Like our doors, they were doors, but they had like a little window, so you could see
He had
through
a
them.
tiny
right?
little window, like the size of like your face.
Yeah. So he was Trevor was on the other side, like in the actual classroom.
He went to slam the door on Tim, didn't he?
No. He was just like making faces at Tim, and Tim like.
No, I
was
thought
on
he
the outside.
slammed the door on
No,
Tim.
no, and
he
Tim-
put his hand out
Tim,
to
like-
stop it.
No, Trevor didn't get cut. It was Tim that hit his hand on the glass.
Right.
Yeah, Tim hit his hand. So
Yeah, but I thought Trevor slammed the door on him, and Tim put his hand out to stop the door
no,
and broke
just-
it.
Trevor was like making faces at him. So Tim like went to go hit the glass to try and like make him stop. Well, he hit it so hard, his hand went like through this glass panel. He had glass all in his hand. There was glass all over the place. He got bitched after that too.
It was like that safety glass stuff too.
It was weird.
I'm so glad he actually got expelled.
I'm gonna talk about.
Actually, no, he was threatened to, and
Was
he
he?
left because he was scared.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna talk about Rockwell and then we'll wrap it up.
yeah, talk about Rockwell. Oh, we gotta talk about lunch too, actually.
We'll talk about lunch first, then I'll talk about Rockwell.
Okay, so what should we talk about for lunch? Actually, just all of our random shenanigans.
Random fucked up conversations that.
So our friend Barney, which we call him that because there's like 2 different mics, so we just call them by like their nicknames. He had a little brother Sam who was in 7th grade, and we would always invite him over to sit with us at lunch.
Because the
And-
fucking 7th graders that he had to hang out with were like, oh my
god, they were so weird. He didn't really have any friends, so we
No.
kind of felt bad for him.
Right, yeah.
But, anyways, so we'd always invite the kid over to sit with us for lunch, and we always had a habit of as soon as he came over, we would just say the most fucked up things just to try to corrupt the kid's head. And Barney was always like, "Hey, that's my job to do that. He's my brother."
No, he was like, guys, stop doing that. We don't need it. He doesn't need to know this right now. And then 5 minutes later, he just says like,
He starts doing it too.
Sam, and then he makes like this fucked up comment. We're like, Barney, stop. He doesn't need to know that right now. Like,
Mhm.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Remember like Evan and Charles sat with us too?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Charles called us apes.
Charles
And then
apes.
what?
I don't want to be associated with you apes. Knocked over a bottle.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
So
Talk about Rockwell
yeah,
now.
so the last
Talk about
story,
Rockwell.
so the last story that we have for you guys is our amazing art teacher that we had,
Mhm.
Rockwell. So was this senior year that I had the ceramics class senior year?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I walked in there one day.
So
I
like
used to go
he
in
had
there
this
sometimes.
thing. He had this thing. I'll get to that. He had this thing where like whenever I walked into the classroom, he'd be like, "Hey!"
Hey! Hey! Hey, Phil, what's going on?
He did that for me
And
too.
he was
Whenever
like
I
this
went to
little-
stained glass.
He was like this little short guy with
I
like
think he was
curly
like
hair.
what, 5'3", 5'4".
And so
It was awesome.
anytime we came in the room, hey,
So, hey!
we're like,
We'd walk by.
we're like, what's up, what's up, Rockwell? And like we'd walk by, he'd have another class, and Steve and I would walk by, and like we were in the hallway, and we would hear it like from his room, like it would be a faint. It was like, hey,
It's just
It
go
was
by and we
amazing.
just hear a.
Hey!
This dude is awesome.
He was awesome.
So
Your ceramics class.
I was making, it was like a candle holder. So but let me just point out that I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
He really doesn't.
So I was fucking struggling with this candle holder. Like we were making it out of clay, but I kept like it eventually like kept drying out and breaking, like little like bits and pieces like started breaking off of it. So I was working on it one day, and Rockwell comes over, and he like looks at it, and he picks it up and he looks at it. He's like, "Oh, So and he fucking throws it on the ground, and he's like, "I'll give you a 90 for it." He's like, "Hey, I'll give you a 90 for it." I'm like,
man.
"Okay."
I'm so mad though. I took stained glass with him, and overall in the course, I got a 99.
That's good.
It's not 100. Anyways, finish up with these ceramics because I went in there sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, did you have gym when we had? No, you had
I
like
think
lounge.
I think I had no. I
had
don't think I
something.
had lounge. I think I had physics lab, and half the time I never even needed to
Yeah,
go.
because like, as we said earlier, your fucking teacher didn't know what the hell was going on.
Take
But
note, I
anyways,
actually passed the class
Yeah.
and the regents.
he would come into like ceramics all the time, and there
All
was
the
one time when like it was like him and I and like a couple other
I think
kids.
it was
Greg was there.
Greg, Liam,
Sam actually came up. Samantha came up.
Oh yeah, Sam
Remember?
came up.
And
Who was the other one? Matt.
yeah. So we were playing like basketball. We took Rockwell's
We
trash
took a
can
bunch
and
of
like a
duct
piece
tape.
of paper. Yeah. No, it was duct tape.
You guys took
we
a
like,
shit ton of duct
we
tape
crumpled up
and
like
made
a
this ball, like,
newspapers.
this
We
big.
crumpled up newspapers and
Yeah.
then we wrapped it around with like a shitload of
Masking
duct
tape. Masking tape.
Yeah. So we were playing basketball and like Mr. Rockwell didn't care because he was like the best teacher in the world.
Mhm.
So no, he was actually playing with us. Like
He got mad that I was doing it though, because I was in there just to work.
he's like, Steven, you're not supposed to be in here.
I had my stained glass stuff out there, and I was like, guys, don't touch this, you will cut yourself.
But we played basketball with him. Like he was honestly like
I
the best
actually
teacher.
think I hit my project at one point with that.
And then did I ever tell you about what Sean did with his project?
Didn't he throw it? No, he took a foreign exchange student.
No,
He
no,
threw
no,
it down
no,
the
it wasn't
stairs,
his.
didn't he?
It was his.
Oh,
So
okay.
Sean was getting we had this other kid in our class named Sean, and he has no artistic ability whatsoever either. So he was like, Mr. Rockwell, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm so bad at this, and I can't continue to do this. So he took it out, like he picked it up, and he took it out in the hallway. Our class was on the second floor, and there was a stairwell, like right outside the door.
Mhm.
And so he took his project out in the hallway and he threw it down the stairwell. And Mr. Rockwell was like, again, he was like, "Hey, what'd you do that for?"
I heard that all the way down in the main office.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing though.
Oh my god.
And then Sean had to go clean it up.
Yeah.
High school, if you're looking back on it, high school was actually really fun.
High school was actually a lot of fun, and I know that like when you're in it, you would always say, "I never want to go back."
But looking
To be
back on it,
honest,
it's so,
I would totally go back and
it's
just do a
amazing.
bunch of random
Yeah.
shit.
so much
All
so
over
much
again.
fun. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed the video,
Punch that like button and subscribe to the channel.
for more content, we're gonna be having some gaming videos coming out soon, specifically some Dark Souls 3.
Dank souls.
Dank Souls. So-
Cue the death montage.
That's gonna happen for me.
Yep.
So yeah, again, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and go follow the Twitter page.
Thank you
So
for watching.
yeah, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.